Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Hawk, back for another video. As you guys can tell, we're doing something a little different. Something that I've been given the video suggestion. Let me move this real quick. This is it's blocking my mouse. So, I've had people ask, hey, Hawk, you're such a big Zelda fan. Do a tier, or people have been wanting me to tier list videos, so I posted on Twitter, hey, what kind of tier list should I do? A lot of y'all said do my favorite game series, and for most people who know, Zelda is my favorite game series. You guys know we actually have the face. Actually, I'm gonna see. Can I full screen this? Yeah, I can full screen. Alright, so if you guys know, I have my face cam here in the bottom corner, because normally I don't put it there. But this is going off of my personal picks for the Legend of Zelda games. Obviously, we have SS tier, S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and then unknown / unplayed games I've never played. So I kind of want to start off from the beginning. So the Legend of Zelda we got right here, I think, in my opinion, it deserves S tier because it kicked off this series. I have played it before, and I actually thought it was really good for its time. I think it really kicked off like games like Final Fantasy and everything like that. So I think The Legend of Zelda, the first game, it deserves a special, it deserves S tier. So second game, let's go. The Adventure of Link, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. In my opinion, I personally didn't like it. The story was okay, but I didn't like its style. And for its story, I'm going to give it a point. Otherwise, I would put it in D tier. I don't personally like how they did a Zelda game. It was cool that they tried it like that. I didn't personally like it. Yes, I have played this game. I've played it on my phone with an NES emulator. I've played it on the original NES. My parents actually own an NES, so I have played it. Moving on, so Zelda 3, I believe, is Link's Away, or no, is it? I think it's Link to the Past, right? Yeah, I believe so. I'm looking through. I'm gonna honestly, I'm gonna go through. These are including all the spin-offs, every game. So, I guess Spirit Tracks. I'll go Spirit Tracks next. Honestly, I didn't mean to put it in A tier, but I'm gonna put it in A tier. I think the story was awkward. It was very weird. We weren't used to it. Obviously, it was one of the games that didn't have Ganon in it. It had a different form of Ganon, but the whole train aspect was weird. It was obviously the first Zelda game I ever got on the DS, so I don't know. I feel it's an A tier game in my opinion again. So Triforce Heroes. Honestly, I never fully beat it. All these, the three I've ranked so far, I've fully beaten the game. I know everything. Triforce Heroes I never really beat because it didn't really pique my interest. I felt like it was kind of like a re-skin of the Four Swords, but this time it's only 3 characters because of the Triforce. So, I don't know, and part of it felt weird. You couldn't really play single player. It's more of a multiplayer game, so honestly, I'm going to put it at a D tier. Link Between Worlds. This game, for a remake / remaster of A Link to the Past, I think it goes to B tier because I felt like the aspect of going into the wall and everything was cool. I liked that. But I feel like if you're trying to remaster a game or remake, they said they were remastering it. So I felt like you should have kept it the same, but I felt like you could see it was a remaster / remake. You could see that. But I felt like I changed it up too much. It was its own game. And I just felt like what they were trying to do, it was not the same. Skyward Sword. Now, in my opinion, a lot of people don't kind of have mixed feelings. In my opinion, it's going in S tier. It's one of my favorite Zelda games of all time. It was one of the only first few Zelda games I actually beat, and I actually 100%ed. And I did it when I was like 6 years old at the time. What? Oh, no. Technically, I would have been 7. But I got it out on my Wii. Because my 17th birthday is actually in 12 days. But, well, as of recording, 12 days. But as of the upload, it'll be 11 days. But, speaking of which, since we're almost halfway through this, Thank you guys for 325 subscribers. I told y'all in my streams lately, and you guys saw yesterday, instead of doing a video, I did a 5-hour stream with my buddy that I've been playing the Forest with. We kind of did a one-on-one series together instead of kind of doing the three of us who've been playing. I kind of just wanted to do, he wanted to do the two of us, so I said, fuck it, let's do the two of us. But anyways, you guys have been seeing those videos. Those are all pre-recorded. This is not pre-recorded. You guys are seeing this the day after I upload it, because I already have, at the time I'm recording this, tomorrow's video, or yesterday's video technically, was already scheduled and uploaded. So this is actually technically pre-recorded, but technically not, because it's only a day in advance. The other two videos that are going to go up, episode 6 or episode 7 and episode 8, are also pre-recorded. But this was before I made the goal. I made the goal if we hit 325 subscribers before my birthday. Y'all, as YouTube fans, get to pick my next hair color when I'm dyeing it. So leave down in the comments below. By my birthday, we're going to see the most voted. And everyone on Twitter knows this. So yeah, leave down your comments down below. And let's see how wild and crazy this gets. Anyways, next one. Phantom Hourglass. Came out 2 years before. It came out when I was 3, but I had a DS, so I got to fortunately play it. I played it about a couple years after. Phantom Hourglass. I don't know how other people feel about it. I'm going to put it in C tier because I just feel like they went off of the same idea of Wind Waker. It's pretty much the same as Wind Waker, but they just changed a little bit. And it's on the DS. Obviously, there's a cool few aspects in there that I do really like. To be honestly, I think it's B tier again. I'm going to put it in B tier. Alright, we got Twilight Princess. You already know. I put this game above all the rest. Twilight Princess is my favorite. Well, other than Breath of the Wild. But after Breath of the Wild is just pretty much everybody's favorite game. Twilight Princess has always had a special place in my heart. It was not the first Zelda game I ever played, but it was the first Zelda game I ever beat. It was the first Zelda game that ever really got me into Zelda, and it was the first Zelda game I ever 100%ed, and I actually speedrunned when I was younger. So it holds a very, very special place in my heart. Twilight Princess will always be really my favorite Zelda game. The story is amazing. The aspect, or the way of, you can take this action kind of series game and actually make it go kind of dark, it was amazing. And I personally am putting it there because it's one of my favorite. The Minish Cap, I feel like that deserves an S tier. That was something different. It was a cool idea. I'm basing this off of, obviously, my personal, what it means to me emotionally, my personal thoughts on it. What they did differently compared to other games. Is it a reskin? Is it that? That's how I'm ranking these games, obviously. I think the Minish Cap had a cool idea of like, hey, let's shrink Link. Let's shrink him. And let's do a different... They kind of did the same with Skyward Sword. You know, Skyward Sword links up in the air. It's a different aspect. Twilight Princess, you turn into a wolf. All that kind of shit. So I felt like it did something different, and I personally liked it. And I've played it on my phone. I didn't get to actually play it on like the DS and the Game Boy. I got to play it on my phone because we are fortunate enough to have good enough phones to have emulators to play it. So Four Swords Adventure, I'm gonna go with A tier. I think Four Swords Adventure was fun, and I actually enjoyed playing it with friends when I got older to play with. When I would say about 2010 is when I got to play it. And I remember they released it on the DS, and I got to play with my brother, and then I got to play with one of my mom's friends' kids. I got to play with him. That was fun. I had a lot of fun playing him. Now, Four Swords, though, is a better game. I'm just going to be honest. The aspect, I feel like Four Swords Adventure is the same as Four Swords, just this time it's actually co-op. Four Swords was... the way they made the story and you split into 4, I thought it was awesome. And then you put the sword back in. I just thought it was an amazing game overall. So the Wind Waker, I'm gonna put in SS tier. The Wind Waker is one of, probably other than Breath of the Wild and Twilight Princess, is my favorite Zelda game. I have it in my top 3. And I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for saying that. But I think The Wind Waker is one of the best Zelda games of all time. I thought it was awesome. It was the first Zelda game, other than the Four Swords, that we really got to meet young Link. Or not young Link, Toon Link. And the music was amazing. Don't get me wrong. The music was the best part. The story was fucking phenomenal. That a little kid could take on all that. I don't know. I love the Wind Waker. I love the aspect. I love traveling on the boat. And honestly, Wind Waker kind of, as a little kid, kind of helped me develop my little underwater fear. Because I hated going underwater. I hate that shit. Well, I hate, like, going underwater to a certain degree. Like, if it's a swimming pool, I can go underwater. But when I'm in the ocean and I'm super fucking far and I'm swimming, or even just even if I'm on a tiny little boat, dude, I get so fucking scared. If I'm on like a big boat, like a cruise ship, I'm probably gonna get seasick, but I'm not gonna be really scared. Now, Oracle of Ages. I don't know. I'm split between B and A tier. I think I'm gonna go with B tier for Ages, but I think I'm gonna go A tier with Seasons. Now, I played this game long ago, and I played that when I've only played it once. I played it, beat it, and I just didn't really care for it. Now, I don't know. Okay, so Majora's Mask, I'm gonna 100%. Everybody knows the two games that deserve. Honestly, I'm just gonna cut everyone slack, and I'm gonna put them both there. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are obviously a top. If they're not in your top 3, they're in everybody's top 5. They are two amazing games. Ocarina of Time really had the split kind of, not timeline, but like split part of the game where you play the end half of the game as young Link, and then you get the Master Sword, but you're too young to wield it, so you have to wake up 7 years later. Then you can actually wield the Master Sword. And then what temple was it? Fuck. The Sand Temple. The Shadow Temple. Shadow Temple. Is it the Shadow Temple? No, it's not the Shadow Temple. The one where you fight the twins. Where originally, if you wanted to start that dungeon, you actually had to go back, put the Master Sword in, become young Link again. You had to unlock a certain door in the temple. Then you had to go back and then play as adult Link, go back to the temple, and that door would be opened 7 years later, so you can progress in the dungeon. I thought that was a cool aspect. Ocarina of Time did a lot of cool things where once you got the Master Sword, you had to go back and forth between young Link and adult Link. And even if you just wanted to not play as adult Link for a day, you wanted to go play young Link, you can put the sword back. There were some items you couldn't access till after you beat a certain part as adult Link. You could go back, put the sword, and then go do it as young Link. I don't know. I just felt like it was an amazing game, and Majora's Mask was the same way. And I felt like, Twilight Princess was dark, but Majora's Mask, the story was dark. And then the 3-day aspect was very stressful, but it was very fun aspect. I enjoyed it. Now, here is where I come in unbiased. A lot of people put this game in as an S tier. I'm going to put it A tier. Link's Awakening just did not really pique my interest as much. Now, it was a good game, but it didn't pique my interest as much. A Link to the Past, everybody agrees, it's got to go to S tier. First game where we truly got to see a real good story of Link and Hyrule Castle, of how Link is actually a hero and not just like some guy who had his uncle die and shit like that. It was, I felt like it was a really amazing game. Now, this one I have not played yet. I've not played a Link's Awakening on Nintendo Switch. So that is going to go to Unplayed. The first game to go to Unplayed. Twilight Princess HD. It's an exact remake. Or not a remake. It is an exact remaster. It is SST. I'll rank Breath of the Wild now. That deserves an S tier. It's kicked off so many games, story, or it's kicked off so many things for Zelda, and it's just been amazing. And we're getting the sequel. I'm so excited. It took Zelda down a different path. It linked all the timelines together, and it's just an amazing story. It's an amazing game. I think it's a 10 out of 10 Zelda game. Probably more if I could go. Same with Twilight. Those are the two games I think are above 10 out of 10. Wind Waker, I would say about a 9.5, and same with Ocarina and Majora's. But Breath of the Wild just did so many things right. Obviously, there's a couple things wrong with it. Obviously, not having that many. What the fuck? Why am I getting that notification? But I just feel like Breath of the Wild just overall did everything right. Except for, like, we didn't have normal temples. So it was weird. But otherwise, it did everything right. It was dark when it needed to be. It was sad when it needed to be. It was comedy. And it was just having that funny aspect of, like, okay, well, yeah, a girl sees Link and they're like, but then Link's like, you know, I'm bound to Zelda. So that's my lady. And I just was like, it's overall an amazing game. And it's a blast. Majora's Mask 3D, again, straight up remake. The only difference, I think, is they flipped it. They flip everything. It's just a straight up remake, or not remake, straight up remaster. It's awesome. One of the best games ever. And it's a great remaster. Now, Wind Waker HD, I'm going to put the same. I was thinking about S tier, but it's the same thing as well. Now, this is one I never played. I never played the Anniversary Edition, so I can't judge. Now, I'm going to put Ocarina of Time 3D, same place. It's literally just a remaster. Fun fact, it was the first game I ever actually got on my Ocarina, or not my Ocarina, my 3DS. I got the 3DS version, or I got the Ocarina skin of the 3DS. Or I got the Ocarina of Time 3DS version. That was my first ever 3DS, and I loved that thing, and I was so sad when it broke. But Nintendo, or the whatever company my mom bought it through that had a warranty, they sent it back to us, and they didn't have that exact one, so they gave us 3DS XL for free, which was awesome. Now, here's where this is awkward. I've never played the original Ocarina of Time Master Quest. But I've played, I'm guessing this is, because it says 2003 in the corner, I'm guessing this is the original Master Quest. I've never played the original Master Quest. But if we're talking about the Ocarina of Time 3D one, I have played that one and I have beat that one. This one as well is another one. I've never played A Link to the Past and Four Swords. I believe it's just a collection, but I've never owned it, never played it. Link's Awakening DX. Never watched it, and I've never played it. Now, Ancient Stone Tablets, and I've watched the show and played the game, ain't in it. Now, this is the show. I'm going to say it's a C tier. Because, I mean, it's got funny moments. I mean, obviously the biggest meme it has is, well, excuse me, princess. And after I watched it with my dad, it got to a point when I was a little kid. Like when I was like 7, 8 years old. Obviously, that was like almost 10 years ago now. Just fucking mind-blowing to me. My parents had actually bought, or my dad had bought something on our PC that let us watch like old things. And he downloaded the old Zelda show for me. And I got to watch through. Like he downloaded Pokemon, the original, before because my dad didn't want to pay for Netflix. I think he downloaded, like another anime show, something that was more for my sister, but my brother got into it. Downloaded My Little Pony for my older brother and my younger sisters. And then he was like, Josh don't got a show, so I'm going to get Josh the Zelda show. And back then when I was little, I thought it was a good show, but as I got older, I was like, yeah. Now if they made another Zelda show, I'll watch the fuck out of it. Now here is where this could talk. I've never played Definite Edition, but I've played Hyrule Warriors. I'm going to put it in A tier. I think it was... Oh, no. I've never played Legends. My bad. I thought that was Hyrule Warriors. Played Hyrule Warriors. It's the only version I've played. Never gotten any of the other versions. I'm going to put it in A tier. I thought it was actually a pretty fun game at the time when I got it in 2016, but I even have the case if I can find it. It's somewhere in my little stash over there that I have games, but I'm not gonna get up and look for it. But I had when I got it, Hyrule Warrior Legends was out, but I didn't get it. I just got Hyrule Warriors, and so I actually had a lot of fun playing it. I had only bought one of the DLCs at the time. I bought the Majora's Mask DLC, but I did buy some of the skins for Link and everything because I did run Link because at the time that was before I got into like actually knowing stats with games, how to go further in the story with games and shit. So I just played it for fun. I played Link because Link has always been my favorite character. Now here's what's weird. Never played Candace of Hyrule. Never played it. That's crazy. Never played it. There's a couple games on here that I've never played. A lot of people are like, oh damn, it's played. Now I've played the original of every game. I've played the original of every game. But I've not played some of the remakes, which is weird. Now my Nintendo Picross Twilight Princess, I've never even heard of that till now. Link's Crossbow Trainer. It was weird when I was younger. I really liked it, but now I'm gonna put it in C tier. I don't know, because I want to put it in B tier, but I want to put it in C tier. I don't know. It was a fun game, and it was different from Twilight, but it took place in Twilight's world. But I don't know. A lot of people were just like, it's not that good. But I don't know. I had fun playing it, but it's not that good of a game. But I did have fun playing on the Wii. Now, if like they changed a little bit about it, I would have a lot of fun. Because some of it was just annoying to play. Some parts was, I don't know. It was a decent game. Game & Watch. I've never played the original Game & Watch. But I've played this one. Played Zelda Game & Watch. But here's where people might hate me. There's when people might hate me. But, again. Yeah. So, you guys are probably surprised by some of my picks. A lot of my it's kind of hard for me. Because if I really had a choice, I would change all of these to God tier. And I would fucking do it all. Or I would put them all God tier. Because Zelda is just one of my favorite series. This is my favorite game series of all time. I've said it multiple times. My favorite game series is The Legend of Zelda, and then Resident Evil is my second. Then really, I don't know what's my third, because there's a lot of game series that I like that are all kind of really tied. But I'd probably say Pokemon, because I spend a lot of time on Pokemon. And it's just one of those games whenever I'm on a car ride or I need something to do, I really just play Pokemon. And now, I've just been playing Dynamax Adventures and getting shiny Pokemon. But otherwise, Zelda is my #1 series. So this was my personal tier list, and I'm excited for Breath of the Wild 2. I cannot wait. I'm curious to know, all you Zelda fans, what is y'all's tier list? I want to know. Let me know down in the comments below. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, go ahead and smash the like button down below. If you guys want to see more tier lists like this, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys are new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I try to post daily content. There are some times where I don't miss or I miss a day or two because of work, and I'm just tired, and all I do is sleep, and I forget to upload sometimes. But yeah, otherwise I'm on a consistent basis. Our goal this year is 500, and we're already a quarter of the way to 400. So it would mean the world to me if we got there by that time. And yeah, it's been hot, guys. Later.